All right, welcome everybody. I'm super excited for this training tonight. We have a special training tonight with, I have three celebrities in the house. Dina Doyle, Kim Brady, and Iana Skoda, who I believe there was, what, 100 some people
113
that did this? What was the exact number?
113.
And you're three of them. That is pretty darn impressive. Out of, I can't even remember where we are at Stylus, 100 some thousand. I mean, that is an impressive number. So if you aren't sure what it is all three of them hit what we have called Circle of Excellence, where you have to enroll two people and sell $1,000 minimum in 1 month. Well, not a lot of people do it every month, but these three ladies did it the entire year last year. They did not miss 1 month. And that's a super impressive thing to have under their belt, to be able to say that. So I hope corporate spoiled you guys for that.
I got my little things. Yeah, I know, Tina.
Oh yeah, mine's over there.
Oh, good. You got it. Okay, good. A little trophy there.
Or maybe it's over here. I don't know.
They put our
Okay.
names in the newsletter too, right, Dina? We made it in the
I remember
newsletter.
you posting those pictures. So, well, that's awesome because you deserve it. So I don't want to talk any longer. I believe Kim is speaking first, and what they're going to do is tell you some of the stuff of what they did to hit it. Maybe their mindset, how they approach people, you know, what helped them get these two people and $1,000 in sales month after month after month. So, all right, I'm going to mute everybody else, all of us, and you guys go ahead, Kim.
Okay, I'm gonna do the timer thing too. That's a good idea.
You're going to have to unmute yourself, Kim. Hang on. Okay.
Okay, so Debbie asked us a couple questions, so I'm gonna kind of just go off those. I picked the ones that I felt I could really talk about. And then if I have time, I guess I can dive into the other ones. Uh-oh, it's over here. Sorry. Yes, I forgot the first page didn't print. I had to go back. Okay, we're ready now. Okay, so I thought that she asked about mindset, like if we did anything in particular to help us stay strong and determined to hit it each month. And I love this question because I am bipolar and I have really bad ADHD and some other things, but those are like the main that really I feel like affect my business, and I have to like work really hard not to. So to me, mindset is like everything. I watch as many trainings as I can, and I don't always watch them on time. I'll watch them later while I'm cooking or driving or anything. I watch Connect the Dots almost every day because I really feel like that quick 20 minutes in the morning is so good for like me to hear all those good things. Yes, I take a lot from it too, like the ideas and stuff they have. Sorry, I think I'm getting sick. So my throat is just great. And then the trainings, I also listen to a lot of Josh Coates, which, by the way, just a side note, if you do search for him, he's amazing. He's a push coach. But some things he says we're not allowed to do. So like running ads, we're not allowed to do. So I use him more for like motivation. He really breaks down like your limiting beliefs. Like, so for me, I will go out and be like, oh, you're messaging her, but you're going to annoy her. She doesn't want to message you. So then I have to work really hard on saying to myself, like, even if she is annoyed, you're still doing the right thing because you're offering her something that has literally changed your life. So even if she's annoyed for a second, who cares? And he talks about stuff like that, and a lot of our trainings do. So a lot of it is really just when my mind says those things, I just turn it off. And it's been so much work, but it's been so good. I also kept it in front of my head like the whole time. Like when we first found out it was just 6 months, we didn't know about the year. I was like, I want to hit it all 6 months. And so I really kept it in front of me. I posted about it a lot. I talked about it a lot. I shared it with literally everyone. I really tried to have like a can-do attitude. Like I would start every month like, I don't know if I can do this. But then I'm like, okay, if you don't do it, you will work every day until the end to make it happen. And if it doesn't happen, then you gave it your all. So when it kept happening, it was really awesome. I think a lot of it was consistency in the mindset too, where when I would say something, or I would feel bad when I got up in the morning, I had a bad day and I was like, I don't want to watch Connect the Dots. I would do it anyway. I would, even if I did it and like I was half listening because I was angry about the laundry that I had to fold or whatever, I listened to it anyway. And I think that it really, these women would share just these amazing things that they went through, and it helped a lot. Let's see. So a lot of trainings happened in front of my head. I think that's all for the mindset one. But yeah, it was really like an everyday thing for me. Like it was like especially as the months went on, and I was like, okay, now I have to just keep hitting it. And then I think like 7 months, I was like, okay, now it's been 7 months, I have to hit it the whole year. Like there's just no options. So just a lot of like really like diving in. Sometimes I would listen to like YouTube on mindset and just really telling myself over and over and reaching out to people who would tell me. Sometimes I would reach out to people like, I really want to do this, but I don't think I can do it. And they would say, oh, you can totally do this. And just that little bit of like reassurance, I guess, really helped. Another thing Debbie had asked us is what verbiage we use to offer the business. And I really do not use verbiage. I have before, but it's really not my favorite. I like to just come out with what I feel and just say it. As like, especially like as I noticed it, like if somebody has a good nail feet or nails, I'm like, oh my God, you put that on so good, you need to sign up. Like, this is crazy. I mostly ask like that. Honestly, I'm really like natural with it. And because it isn't, it is a big deal to join, but it's not a big deal, right? It's $150. And if you don't like it, you can quit after a couple weeks. It's not a big deal. So that was a big thing that I've learned to say too. I will literally say to people like, what's stopping you from joining? That's my favorite, I think. Or another one is, when are you going to join me? Like, and it's as simple as that to anybody who likes Color Street, and I think would be good. Even if I don't know if they'll be good at it, I still say it to them, because if they love Color Street, they should be joining us. Also, the biggest thing is the ask. Like, that first ask is scary, and 9 times out of 10, they're gonna say no. They just are. But that's kind of the goal, right? Is just to get the ask out, to see how they feel, to see what they say and why they say it. I personally never take a no as a no, ever. Ever. I know there are some people who are never do it, but that's fine, because I thought I would never do it either. So I don't take it personally. That's a big thing I learned, is not to take it personally. Before my parties, I learned this from a training. I make it super simple. I just literally say to my hostess, hey, I always ask if you're interested in joining my team before we start your party. This would turn it into a launch party for you. You would make cash and sets. If not, no worries. I just like to ask before orders start rolling in. Simple. Like, just, you know what? Honestly, I think before, like, I was just complicating it. Like, it's so easy. And then they say yes or no. It's not a big deal. But remember, like, seriously, I cannot stress this enough. When you're asking, be genuine and be yourself, because people know when you're being somebody else that you're not. So don't, just be yourself, because even people that don't know you, they're going to like you because of you. They're going to enroll with you because of you. And if you're someone else, they don't get a chance to love you. Let's see. Let's see. Okay, was there ever a month that you didn't think you would hit, and that the second person? Honestly, there was a lot of times I felt like that, and what I did was I didn't stop reaching out. Like, I just kept until like I couldn't anymore. I posted everywhere, my profile, my VIP, my story, parties, everywhere. I just posted like, I'm ready to change someone's life. Who's ready? Because to me, it is life-changing. Like, and for a while I struggled with that too. I'm like, because not everybody who joins is going to have their life just change, like, so dramatically, but they can. And so I'm like, if they choose to, they can. So that really helped. And then the last one I felt was good for me to talk about is, do you feel most of your recruits coming from people you talk to over a month or a longer period of time? I'm not gonna lie to you, over a long period of time. There are people who have jumped to me just The other day, my friend reached out to me and said, hey, I'm having a hard time. We ended up talking for a little bit back and forth. And I called her, or she called me on video chat. We talked. And the next day, literally, she was like, how do I join your team? And I'm like, wait, what? And she joined. So that does happen, but not very often. I find people all over, and some of them in parties. Some of these people I find in parties, they do jump right away, and some of them they don't. They take a long time. I think most of mine come from talking a lot, getting to know me, learning me, like learning why I like Color Street, seeing my post. I like it better when they jump sooner, but that's not realistic. It's not always like that. I do think people I don't know jump faster than people I don't know. I will tell you that the people in parties, but I think it's because they just saw the party. They just saw it go fun. They saw how amazing the fun time their friend had, how we had, and they want to be a part of that. So that really helps. I think that's all I've got for you. And look, it says I got 53 seconds left. That was perfect.
That was great, Kim. I
Thanks.
love it. I was typing some of the stuff you were saying in the notes, and we got the question, if do you use a hostess survey to get to know her? Do you send out, I know some people were posting that in the Jumpstart group. Some people have
that's
some great
amazing.
hostess surveys. So do you use that to get to know her first?
No, I actually have never seen that. Like I've never seen that being talked about. That's amazing.
Yeah, look in the Jumpstart group, some people were posting theirs under, I think Jackie asked a question, who uses a hostess survey? And a few people have posted there. So if you're in that Jumpstart group, if you're not, get in it.
Get
If
in
you
it.
are, look for that post. And if you use one, share it in there and people can kind of, look at everybody's and see what they do. But that was kind of a neat way to do it too.
Yeah, that
I'm not
is
going to go
cool.
into detail on that, but she wondered if you did. Okay. Thank you, Kim. That was great. Super helpful. And I mean, that mindset thing is so key. So I love how much you really have used that, especially, it sounds like you might have hurdles that you have to, with your ADD or bipolar, that you have to fight for that. And so I love that you have owned it and figured out how you can overcome it and the strategies you need. So a great job to you.
Thanks. And I just want to say, if you have mental illnesses, like you can do this. My bipolar is bad. I have it with psychosis. It's not good things, but I've still been successful because I don't, I go for it every day. So if you're watching this and you're like, I can't do this. Yes, you can, please. Yes, you can.
I love it. Thank you, Kim. Thank you. All right. And then who was next, you two? All right. So next we have Iana. I'm going to mute me and I can't wait to hear what you have to say.
Okay, so you guys can all hear me? So my name is Iana Skoda, and I know a lot of people don't know how to say my name, but Iana is how you pronounce it. I have 13 pages. Oh, I got to start my little timer here because I'm going to go off. I will definitely, I always feel like those people on the connect the dots that say they're going to squirrel. I'm going to not look at the chat or anything like that. But I love piggybacking you, Kim, because everything you said, I would definitely reiterate. But I also love that Dina and Kim and I, we are all successful, but we're all very different. So I'm going to approach this completely differently than Kim did. I've got some note cards because I will forget to say things and I'll get distracted. But so I'm going to give you a little bit about myself, a little background, and then I'm going to give you a disclaimer. And then I'm going to give you formulas for success because I'm a formula person. I'm going to tell you why I did it, then how I did it, and what are the benefits of having teammates. So, and I have a little note that says talk fast. So my name, I'm turning 49 next week, believe it or not. I have 4 teenage daughters that all live in the house still. My oldest is 18, twins are 16. I have a 15-year-old who's adopted. I'm very, very busy with all of them. My husband is the wing commander of the Air National Guard. He's in the military. He's super busy. We've been together since I was 18. I went to college with him. Dina and I were orientation leaders a long time ago at Western Michigan. I'm originally from Michigan. Now I live in Kansas. Go Chiefs. Sunday's going to be awesome. And then what else? Oh, and I'm also an airline pilot for United Airlines. So I fly for a living, I come and go, but when I'm home, I'm home. When I'm gone, I'm gone. But that's the beauty of Color Street. I can take it with me. So I was joking with a lot of people the other day. I do like 95% of everything from my phone. And I just told my husband at dinner tonight that I want a laptop for my birthday because I think I need to finally commit to having a computer to do this. And the only time I ever use the computer is when I'm Zooming like right now, or, you know, having a second thing. So also right after college, my husband and I ran a flight school and aircraft delivery business. I have a minor in business, so I have a little bit of business. I got a lot of math background because of my career. So you'll see, I'm going to talk a little bit about numbers and math and things like that. So my why with Color Street, Dina she can contest that I watched her post for 2 years. I did not try it. I had tried Jamboree. I was like, that is not for me. I thought she was selling Jamboree. Honestly, I didn't even pay attention, but I supported her. One day she reached out to me, and then a friend of mine was wearing it, told me about it. I had a party. I loved it. I bought the kit strictly for the discount, just for the discount, because I was like, I can do the math for me and my 4 daughters. Then, you know, how, you know, just like all of you guys, I started sharing it with my friends, and my why has now become, it's transformed from I love sharing it because it's awesome to I have an amazing team of over 250 teammates, and I really want to figure out how to do this successfully so I can help them do it successfully, because I absolutely love, love, love teaching. And so, yeah, and I just love sharing it. It's an awesome product and it's easy. So I wanted to say it's definitely so easy. I can just stick it in my purse. I can take it with me wherever I'm going. So my disclaimer, I really wanted to do a disclaimer because I know a lot of my teammates that I've enrolled are watching or will be watching the replay. So I really don't want anybody to feel like you're a number, that I just enrolled you for a number or anything like that, because I absolutely love my team. My team is like my favorite thing about Color Street. But I also love teaching people because I used to be a flight instructor. So I used to teach people how to fly for a living. I have like 4,000 hours of dual given, which means I've taught people how to go from getting in the airplane to flying it all by themselves, which was amazing. And I love doing that. And so I was joking with somebody the other day, Color Street is my flight instruction for nails. I just absolutely love teaching people how to do this and succeed. So when somebody joins, they are, you know, they're fearful, they don't know, they're inexperienced. And it's just like teaching somebody how to fly an airplane. You know, the first things you got to do is show them how to go up and down and sideways. You're not going to teach them how to land right away, right? And so it's the same thing where you're teaching them the baby steps, but then you get them to the point where they're soloing, they're off on their own, and they're like, oh my gosh, I'm doing this. Then you get them to the point where they're getting their private license, and then maybe they go on and have an airline career or something like that. But you know, not everybody does. Some people fly, and some people are like, oh no, that's not for me, or they're puking in a bag or something like that, you know. But and it's the same thing with Color Street. I just really, really love teaching people. So that is part of the reason why I loved joining a team and I love enrolling people. So it's not just about the numbers. But now I'm going to tell you the formulas for success, because sometimes you have to look at the numbers and you have to look at formulas to know successful things. So and I'm a formula person. I'm a copycat. Dina is my enroller. So if you guys don't know that, Dina is my enroller. I copy everything she does because she's obviously successful. So I try to do what she does, and I try to listen to the trainings like Kim said, and really just do what other people do. I don't come up with a lot of things on my own. The training here is phenomenal. So I just try to do what people say to do. So early on, I honestly did not watch trainings. Dina talked about it all the time, like, oh, I just listen to the trainings when I'm making dinner. And I was like that meme, you know, that ain't nobody got time for that. You know, I really did not listen to a lot of trainings. And then as I got more and more and more, and I started finding the value in the trainings, it got to be where I became addicted, like Kim, you know, like I listen to all the Connect the Dots now. But early on, the few trainings that I listened to were Sherry McAllister. So Debbie and Jackie paid for Sherry McAllister, and they've got her recorded, and I know how to find her. Amanda Rebecca has her hidden in some of her units, but I don't know where they are. I think they're on your Beautifully Polished YouTube channel or something like that too, Debbie. But Sherry McAllister is a somebody that comes in and teaches you how to do all of this. And she gives you the formulas for success. And I think I was maybe 4 months in when I listened to my first Sherry McAllister training. And I'm going to give you, I'm talking really fast, but I'm going to slow down. I'm going to give you the formula. This is the formula for success. And you've probably heard it already, but book 10 parties, hold 8 parties, enroll 2 people every month. And that is her formula for success. And that's what it boils down to. Book 10 parties, hold 8 parties because 2 might cancel, enroll 2 people. And so I was like, okay, I can strive to do that, right? So that is it. Well, here's some other facts too. She talks about 1 in 6 people that you enroll will be leaders. The rest of them aren't. They're just going to do this because they want to get the free nails and all that. But 1 out of 6 are going to be your leaders. They're going to grow. They're going to start growing their team and stuff like that. So, I, enrolled 26 people last year, but not all of them go on to be leaders and things like that. And then here's some more numbers for you is 33% of the business excel. 33% just basically stay. They bonus qualify once in a while. They're just happy to be here. They don't want to quit or anything like that. But 33% actually stop doing it. So you're going to lose 33% of your team all the time. So when I found that out, I was like, oh my gosh, I definitely need to keep enrolling to backfill because I can't count on other people to do it. So those were all things that stuck in my head. So I knew that formula, but here's what I actually did last year. So I actually held 45 parties. And those included my own. So Debbie asked some of these questions, like, I don't even know. I had to go back and look it up, Debbie. But so I held 45 parties. That was an average of 3.75 parties per month. Not even 4 parties per month. The most I ever held was in June. I had 8 parties. And then some months I only had 2 parties. In December, I only had 2 parties. And so I did not hit that formula of book 10, hold 8, because I actually had some months where I was having a lot of parties, but it just does not work for me and my family. I'm just too busy. My husband is like, oh, and I'll tell you too, like my husband has made a verb out of color street because he says, are you color streeting? And so he's like, are you color streeting again? Or if I'm in a hotel room, he'll say, well, let me know when you're done color streeting, so that's his verb is I'm color streeting. And so I definitely am conscious of how much time I spend color streeting. And so I can't right now, it's on my list to conquer Visly because I know that's going to help me, but I can't hold 10 parties a month. But even with that, I'm doing my very best to hold as many as I can. And so, and so I sold $29,376 worth of nail strips last year. I do a lot in my VIP, probably above average in my VIP. So I'm holding some less parties, but that was an average of $2,447 a month. So I was definitely averaging to hit the top tier because Sherry McAllister, one of the things she says too all the time is don't leave money on the table. And so if you're not hitting your top tier, you're basically leaving money on the table because you're not getting 35% of all the money that you've sold. Now, I say that, but in December, we had a slow December. I only sold like $1,200 and then I got COVID. So that kind of affected things. So I enrolled 26 stylists last year. So that averaged about 2 per month. And and then I also earned Cancun my first year and I earned Punta Cana. So those were all things that I did do. Now, why did I do it all? And let me see. My timer just went away. I don't even know where it went. I'm way over already. So I'm just going to keep going. Why did I do it? What motivated me was to have a team because having a team is like a family. So just like you have kids and you don't go off and have kids because you want a tax write-off and you think you want somebody to come and clean your house or anything like that, right? You go off and have kids because you want to have that relationship with your kids. But just like we have kids in our family, they do come with some blessings, right? Or some extras and stuff like that. So and I have a little note here that nobody walks up to you and says, can I be your kid, right? It's the same with enrolling. Nobody's going to come up and say, can I be your kid? Nobody's going to come up and say, I want to enroll with you. You have to go out and you have to do it. And just like having kids, it's a process, right? You don't just get pregnant. And sometimes you try to get pregnant and it doesn't work out. And I won't go into all the details. We all know about all of that, but it's very, very similar to growing your own family. And you need to work. And then once you do find, you get pregnant, you've got to nurture yourself for 9 months before that baby even comes out, and it's very similar, just like Kim said, a lot of the people that we enroll, I've known since I was in high school, or I've worked with. One of the people I enrolled, Lisa, her and I worked with back in my old business and stuff like that. So a lot of it is just like your kids. And Laura Haynes, so she's on my team, but she always jokes she needs to have babies. And so like she'll talk about her level 1 people as her babies, and then her level 2 people as her grandkids, and then her great grandkids. And so she's like, I need to get me some more babies. She's always telling me that I need to get me some more babies. And so I think that that's really true when it comes to all of this. And then so the benefits of enrolling. So just like having kids, we don't talk about, the tax write-offs and stuff like that. We talk about the relationship, but there are some benefits. And just like enrolling, the benefits of enrolling are the Circle of Excellence, which you would get a bonus depending on where you're at. You would get either $100 or $150 or $250 or $500 bonus, depending on what your rank is. Well, when Circle of Excellence came out, I was at the director rank when it first started. So that meant I was getting $250 just to enroll 2 people. And so again, Sherry McAllister, don't leave money on the table. But then I hit senior director somewhere, I think in June. So that was $500. So I'm like, holy cow, $500, that's a lot. So I did the math for you guys. If I can read my notes here. So yeah, 400, you would have to sell $400 as a BQ stylist. You'd have to sell $400 to make that $100. You would have, as a team leader, you'd have to sell $600 to make the $150 bonus. As a director, you'd have to sell $1,000 to make that $250. And then as a senior director, I would have to sell $1,700 to make that $500 that I made just from the Circle of Excellence. So for me, it was almost simpler, and I'll say simpler, to just focus on enrolling than it was to sell a whole bunch of nails. Because I'm looking at those bonuses, I'm like, holy cow. And then on top of that, you get matching Jumpstart rewards. And like, oh my gosh, Dina and Kim, you can testify that you're enrolling these people, they're hitting their Jumpstarts, and all of a sudden your product credit is going through the roof. And you're like, holy cow, I have all this product credit. It's amazing because, there was one month I had like $600 in product credit because my team was just on fire. And my new teammates were just killing it. So, and then you get the trip points. So I have scribbled that in that too. So those are all reasons to enroll. And that was my motivation to enroll. But then I also love the rewards. I love the status. I love all of these fun things, the jewelry that you get. And I'm wearing my jewelry that Debbie got me, that little earrings for hitting it. So I love these. And so those are all like really fun, but mostly I love the relationships that I build with my teammates, because I'm so looking forward to going to conference and seeing people that I've never met before, going to Punta Cana and Cancun and hanging out with people. And we talk on the phone. I always joke, I have a party in my phone all the time. And then, so yeah, how did I do it? Don't ever discriminate. Don't ever prejudge anybody. Offer it to everybody. And so I had some crazy examples here. So Mary, she won a party. She told me no, she wouldn't have any friends. She finally did the party, then she enrolled. And I have so many examples like that. Dorothy bought one set, is all she bought in a party. And then she won the party. She said, thanks, but no thanks. I'm going to see how this goes. Finally, a month and a half later, she calls me back. I think I'm ready to have a party. She had my highest grossing party, $1,600. Then she enrolled, and now she hit like all of her Jumpstart rewards and everything like that. And I would have never, ever, ever pinned her for that. April, she was an airline captain I was flying with. Never in a million years would I expect an airline captain to have joined me in Color Street. And now she is a senior stylist and she's loving it. She's doing great. I flew with another airline captain last month. She was what got me to the last 12 out of 12. And she joined mostly just for the discount, but you just never know. So always offer it to everybody. you know, I had my one cousin, Michelle, she came out of the woodwork one time because like Dina or Kim was saying, you know, you have those months where you're like, oh my gosh, I don't know if I'm going to hit it. I posted it on like the 29th of the month. Does anybody want to join my team? I really want to stay in the circle of excellence. and my cousin just joined out of the blue, and she's now a team leader. So, and oh gosh, I have so many other things I would love to share with you, but I know I'm going over on time. But show off your kit, flirt with your customers, go live at least twice in every party, direct message, build a relationship. One of my friends I just had a party with, and then somebody booked a party from her, and she said, I feel like we broke up and now you're with Tammy because I'm partying with somebody else now. So you definitely want to build those relationships. Oh, and then Darlene Lavoie, she told me to be generous. And I think that that really helps too, because you want to overcome the Scrooge attitude. At first, I'm more of an accountant, and I was doing the math and like giving away all these free sets, and Dina's giving away all these free sets, and I'm like, oh my gosh, Dina, how are you giving away all this stuff? But when I started to be more generous with like the party packs and stuff that we were talking about in the beginning, and giving away some fun prizes and giving away free nails and all of these fun things, it definitely comes back to you tenfold. I'm not telling you if you're just starting out, but like if you're just starting out, the little choosies that we give away, those are so awesome. Because I don't know if you guys remember when you first got your first choosie, but I was like, these are really awesome. And so give those away. I know there was a period of time when we couldn't get them, and they were like breast milk that you were like, oh my gosh, I don't want to give those away. But now we got lots of choosies, so give them away, and freely to everybody. Oh, and then lastly, I do want to share this really quick. So one of the biggest reasons to have a team is because when you grow your team, you're going to get paid on your team. And that is a huge thing that if you don't really understand the math in it, I get paid for level 1, level 2, level 3, and level 4, 3% of all that. And that does not sound like much when you say 3% of all of it. But then I also get a direct enroller bonus for everybody that I personally enrolled. I get another 3% of everything that they do. And then when they enroll people, I get an indirect enroller bonus. So if you guys have never had a team and had all this, you're not familiar with all these things because it doesn't say it clearly in the comp plan, but a direct enroller bonus, an indirect enroller bonus, and then as a senior director, I'm getting a leadership depth bonus. So as my team has grown down, and then you'll get even more as you get to executive director and things like that. So, and then on top of that, you'll get enhanced retail commissions and things like that. Oh yeah, and so I see it as an investment. So when you enroll somebody, you are investing in the long term, because even though you feel like, oh my gosh, Dorothy Brault was a perfect example. She had a $1,600 party. She had 100 people in her party. I had booked 5 parties from her party, and then she signed up. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I had to give her all of that. And that's really hard to do. But when you can give that, and you can say, okay, she's going to be on my team, and down the road, this is going to benefit me more by having her on my team and the people that she enrolls and all her customers, it definitely comes back. And just a little bit more math. I think I went by it, but so I can't remember where it was. Okay, yeah. So anyhow, I know where it was, but to get what I get monthly, I would have to sell $11,500 worth of nails. And so just to give you an idea of what your team can do for you, that's how many nails I would have to sell to get what I get monthly. And so I'm going to leave you with a little quote, and it's on my vision board that I keep right here. And it is, success is no accident. It's hard work, perseverance, learning, studying, sacrifice, and most of all, love what you are learning to do. Love what you're learning to do, because that is very true. So I'm sorry, Dina, I went way over, but
You know what? That was fantastic, Yana. I first need to backtrack to your first sentence because I didn't want to introduce you as the pilot. But every time I hear it, it's so impressive to me. I think it's because it's we look at it as so many males do it. So to know a woman does it is just it's so amazing. So I just love it.
Yeah, and I skipped over a lot of that. I have 5 United pilots on my team now. So
Oh
woohoo.
my gosh,
Yeah.
so awesome. I love how you, first, I love how you tied everything in to making the most of the comp plan. Because it does, it all comes together between what you make for Circle of Excellence, with Jumpstart, with the rewards you can earn, with your pay. I mean, it all comes together. I love how you did a mix of your team is like your family. However, just like with our family, we want return on our investment with them too. So we're going to raise them the best we can. We're going to put money into them. We're going to, do the best so they become the best adult they can be, right? So we want good return on our investment, and that's what you're doing with your team as well. Love all the statistics. Like, can you imagine $11,000 in nails? You would have to sell
And, yeah.
to make it. I've never looked at it that way before. I've looked at if I was a stylist, I sell this much, or I made this much with the team, I make this much. I never thought of it the backwards way of I'd have to sell X amount to make what I make. So that's a really cool way to look at it.
You'd have to sell a whole lot of nails, Debbie.
I can't even imagine, right? And I want all you guys doing the same thing. All right, so I don't want to waste any more time. Awesome job. Thank you so much, Iana. And now let's move on to Dina Doyle.
Thanks, Debbie. Thanks, Kim and Iana. I'm so inspired listening to you. So thank you for sharing. I could piggyback off of everything you both shared. So I'm coming in with no direct sales experience. I've been with Color Street for 3.5 years, so pretty much since the beginning. As a teacher, married to a teacher, and without any experience. So when I first joined, this is kind of like my evolution of enrolling. When I first joined Color Street, I never, ever offered the business. I strictly focused on selling packs of polish. So if I was doing a party, my goal was to get it in, get those packs sold and move on to the next party. And after a little while, I kind of had like an epiphany where I realized this is too good not to share. Like, this is so much fun. This is so exciting. I can see what it's done for me and for our family. I want to offer this to everybody. So it clicked for me that I needed to let everybody have the chance to make this decision to see if it was for them. And in the beginning, I was way too shy, way too nervous. And I had a lot of self-doubt, like, I don't know how to say it. And what if they're put off, or like, what if it's awkward? And I just had to get over that and realize this is amazing. This opportunity could really change somebody's life. And, like the girls were sharing, it might not happen overnight to change their life, of course. And, it might not be a significant impact, but if it's building confidence, if it's providing a new opportunity, if it's financial growth, if it's just personal growth, those are all really important things. And maybe that's how, like as a teacher, I'm really drawn to helping people reach their fullest potential and trying new things, putting themselves out there. And so I really took on that enrolling mindset that I didn't have in the beginning. So I would encourage you, even if you joined today, if you joined this past week, to take on that enrolling mindset and realize everybody deserves the chance to hear about this. And I remember when I first joined, somebody had shared, it was Sherry McAllister, and then hearing it in all the conferences about enrolling too, and the importance of if you're not growing, you're shrinking. And so those were some light bulb moments as well. And I was like, enrolling too, I can do that. I can enroll too, because I'm doing a lot of parties. I'm meeting a lot of people. So from the very beginning, I decided I can enroll too. So then when the Circle of Excellence was introduced, I was like, okay, I can do this. I'm going to continue enrolling too. Sometimes when that, pressure's on to know that there's a reason to enroll too, then I definitely have that goal set. And I've always set, like Iana said, I never wanted to leave money on the table. So I always go for the highest enhanced commission of 35% back. So my goal is always to sell 2,400 or more. Does it happen every month or all the time? No, but I always make that my goal. I always do enough parties to get, there, or, sometimes a little higher, sometimes less, whatever. So I would say my mindset has always been to enroll too. I absolutely love enrolling. It is my favorite thing. It has become something that brings extreme joy, knowing that when I'm talking to somebody about enrolling, this opportunity could be such a game changer. And I share things like life is expensive, because it is. You'll never know unless you try. You have nothing to lose and everything to gain. And I stand by those statements. So when I'm talking to people about this opportunity, I am extremely casual. So I don't really have like verbiage or a script that I would, follow, because it just comes up in conversation. I plant seeds. I feel like a gardener. I am planting seeds nonstop because I know what this could do for somebody. And so whether it's somebody who's posted a NAILFE like Kim mentioned, or people from parties, or the hostesses, or people who I just meet, just coming in contact with them from my Franks list, I am constantly sharing. If I'm having a conversation with somebody and they're like, what's new? How's it going? And we're just having small talk. That is opening the door crack for me to mention Color Street. Oh, I'm virtual teaching, blah, blah, blah. And Color Street has been amazing, and I will bring it up. I will talk about Color Street because I know what it has done. And I'm not going to say like, do you want to join? But I want my energy and enthusiasm to transcend to where they're like, what, this excitement is contagious. People want to know why you love it so much. And that is why I post stories, Facebook parties. I try to do more on my regular Facebook group, but I want to share with everybody. Just think about it. I was super nervous before I joined. I want to be real. I want people to know that I had a lot of self-doubt without any experience. And I tend to be somebody who will talk myself out of something. And if I didn't have Jay to give me that nudge, I know I would have been really, really hesitant. So I put myself in their shoes. I say to people what I need to hear and what I would like to hear as well. So I want to give them that vote of confidence and that bit of encouragement, because I know even adults have that self-doubt. Working with teens, they do, but adults as well. Everybody's busy. Everybody worries about adding something new on their plate. So I try to do it as casually as I can so they believe in themselves and in the opportunity. And I find that the casual approach has just really worked for me. I share this with everybody daily. Like I can't even give a number. It could be 10 people a day, every single day, 5 people. It could, like I remember I was listening to one of the trainings because I'm obsessed with Connect the Dots and Tuesday trainings, and anything I can get my hands on, like Iana and Kim were saying, I listen to them while cleaning or while doing anything around the house, and it just continues to keep me motivated. So I remember somebody had said to mention enrolling the opportunity 5 times in a Facebook party. And that number really spoke to me because I was like, oh, I'm only doing it once. I'm only end of the party, wrapping it up. Hey, if you want to do what I'm doing, it's just like a very quick. And then I realized, oh, I need to do this more. So now my number, and I love how Iana is such a numbers person because I am so not a numbers person. So, but that for some reason, that number stuck in my mind. And I was like, okay, that just means I need to do this more. And she said in the training, talk about booking parties and doing parties 5 times, and talk about joining and doing the opportunity and being a part of this 5 times. So I said, okay, I need to share this more. And so that was something that I definitely implemented immediately. And that was definitely something that I have found to be helpful. Okay, let me see. I jotted down a couple of things. Yeah, I just said I incorporate this into parties, posts. Oh, every live I do. So in my VIP group, I love my VIP group. I love to put a lot into this VIP group. I love to grow my VIP group. I love to really do a lot with it. So anytime I'm doing a drawing, a NAILFE drawing, a mystery hostess drawing, guess how many nails in this picture drawing, I'm like, oh, I have a captive audience. Before I do the drawing, I've got those few minutes to talk about, hey, if you're watching me and you've been watching me and you love Color Street and you're like, gosh, Dina seems to really like this. What is this all about? I would love to share with you. This is too good to keep to myself. I want to share this with you as well. I want to give everybody the chance to think about this. Like when I'm talking to my students, I'm encouraging them, join a club, try a new sport, go out for the play, help build the float, try new things, stretch yourself, push yourself out there. So I feel the same for adults. So when I'm doing a live, I will incorporate that and then I'll do the drawing. And so I'm talking to a group, but everybody always tunes in when you're doing a drawing. So you've got a captive audience. So implement it, slip it in, because people, I'm not going to have like that serious, like, have you ever thought about this? I mean, sometimes depending on the person and how it comes up, I may, but I love to just plant the seeds every chance I get. So then people are like, you know what? Dina's been loving this. Iana's been loving this. Kim, all of you, they seem so excited. They're having so much fun. We want the energy to just be felt by others because we all want that. We all want that community, that positivity, that, that was already 10 minutes. What? Okay. And I wanted to share that my last thing, I could talk about this forever because I love enrolling. This is so much fun to think about. When I heard about the Circle of Excellence 12 months ago, I decided I'm going for this. Anytime corporate offers an incentive, a trip, a piece of jewelry, the Circle of Excellence, I'm going for it. It is a non-negotiable. I am going for it. And so I made that decision, no matter how hard it is. I am going for the Circle of Excellence. I am going for X, Y, and Z. And it was not easy. I mean, you can ask my sister. There were a couple of months where I was like, it's not going to happen. I would get one and I would have the sales, one meaning like one new person to try the opportunity, to have this experience, to believe that they could do this. And like Iana said, you never want anyone to think, I need you, because it's about giving them the opportunity and the experience. And so there were a lot of times where I was like, even to enroll I'm coming across so many people, 50, 60, 70 people. And so you really are just helping people to believe in themselves. It's okay if you think you don't know enough people. We'll help you with that. Or everybody's busy. We will help you. We'll teach you how to calendar block and schedule your posts. So whatever somebody's saying, like, well, I feel I can't do it because of this, that's when I take it on as a challenge to let them see you could do this. We can help you find ways to make it work, whether you schedule your post on Sunday for the week, or whether you do 10 minutes a day, a half hour a day. You can work it part-time, full-time, or big time. You don't have to do what I do, because when I first started 3.5 years ago, this was not my plan, so I am very, very honest with people. And I am very, very transparent. And I love to say things like, is there anything holding you back? Or do you have any questions? I let them guide the conversation so that way I can support them wherever they are at. But I just believe so strongly in this. And I know corporate has given us the recipe for success. So when they said, sell 1,000, enroll 2, I was like, they know what they're talking about. I'm going to follow what they're telling me to do, and I'm going to make it happen. So selling 1,000, I was like, I need to do 4 to 6 Facebook parties a month. Enrolling 2, I need to reach out to probably 50 people to let them know about this amazing opportunity and that I am committed to supporting them. And I'm going to follow this plan that corporate has provided. And then just for doing that, they're going to give us cash and jewelry and all of these incentives that come with it. It just blows me away. And maybe because, coming from the teacher experience, that's just not anything we're used to. And I say, make this your February goal. Last thing. I'm thinking about March. So when I get to mid-February, I start thinking about March. So all of the parties I have right now, I'm thinking about the hostesses, the party goers, anybody who posts nail fees. Those are always my pipeline people. And those are the people I'm like, you'd be so good at this. Have you ever thought about this? This is the best. Who wouldn't want to be a part of this group? So I'm starting to think a month out for March. And then when I'm in March, I start thinking about April. So I'm always several steps ahead for my parties and for my, who can I offer this opportunity to? So it's it's how I pace my next few months. And so I say, go for it, tap into the trainings, reach out to your upline, your sideline, the connect the dots. Anytime I'm feeling like, I don't think I can, I need my mindset, I need to get like my head in the game. I have to I'll scroll through a Tuesday training or a connect the dots to find the one I need. And that 15 minutes is a game changer for me. And it truly has helped me sustain, the past 12 months. And so now I'm like, okay, how can we, do this for the upcoming year to support the team? And any new enrollees, I say, go for that circle of excellence, jumping right in and making that happen. Even if you're like, well, I'm brand new, how can I enroll? You can enroll the very first week right away, and your upline will help you and help your new enrollee. So even if you're like, how can I enroll 2 people this month? I just joined. All of the training, all of the support will help them and continue to help you. And sometimes it is a great way to learn when you're learning together. So thank you so much. Hopefully there's 1 or 2 nuggets that will help that I shared. I got a lot from Iana and Kim, and I'm fired up from you guys too. So thank you so much. Thank you, Debbie.
Oh my gosh, all 3 of you were amazing. But Dina, when I was a teacher, we used to win trips to Punta Cana.
I know, I forgot. You
Just
did that
me jewelry and $500. I mean, I don't know where you're teaching. But
all the time.
Awesome. Everything was great. I was typing in some of your verbiage. Again, the one thing I noticed, all 3 of you, and I typed it in there, every one of you thrives on training. And
Oh, yeah.
I think now Kim didn't say at the beginning, she didn't listen, but you 2 both did. I don't know if Kim did or Kim.
I didn't listen at the beginning. I didn't start
That's
until
how most
I went,
people are.
until I got to your house
Okay.
for that leader retreat. And then I was like, that's it. I like dived in and I've never turned back.
Yeah.
I think that's the big thing too, is like deciding you're doing it and just doing it.
Go
Yeah.
for it.
And I know it can be scary because we have that fear of failure, but you've got to get rid of that because there's nothing you could do that could make you fail. Even if you come in and you sell 1 strip, that's 1 strip you didn't sell the day before, right?
That's what I tell new people and people all the time.
Yeah.
I'm like, there's no such thing as failure in this
Nope.
business.
No.
No, because everybody finds success in different ways. So
Exactly.
it-
I almost
it
wrote
may
that
not be
down actually.
financial. It might be that you want that darn BQ bracelet and that is all you can imagine. And I mean, so you'd sell $300 for 3 months in a row and you get that beautiful bracelet because you've never gotten a piece of jewelry from work before. I mean, that's pretty
Right.
cool. So people want all different things. So you've got to get over that fear of failure to be in the place where they are now, where they can confidently offer. They all offer the business because they all truly believe in it. And yes, it has great financial reward, but at this point, they've all seen more than the financial reward, which is watching people succeed. There's nothing.
Definitely.
And to be honest with you, I enrolled somebody one day after I joined, but it's just because she like messaged me and said she wanted to join with me. But I was the same way as Dina. I was scared. I didn't offer it ever. I just didn't. I was too scared. And now I'm like,
That's
why
so
was I
normal.
scared?
Right.
It's so normal. And one other thing that I've heard a lot of people share is when somebody enrolls, they lose those sales. So
Yeah.
they're like, but do I want to enroll them? Because they're kind of like a big substantial part of my PV. And then they're people who buy from me. It is more beneficial to have them join your team than to have them do a buy 3, get 1. And so a lot of people have that worry of who's going to buy if they join. You will, by doing parties, you will meet new people and you will continue to party, and it grows that opportunity to reach out to other states, to other groups. It's more beneficial to have them join you and to have them have the opportunity, and they're bringing in their friends, relatives, acquaintances, neighbors, connections through kids, than just having that buy 3 get 1 or once or twice a month.
That's why I was trying to point out, I would have to
Yeah.
sell $11,500 worth of nails just to get what I get from my team. That's just my once a month. That's not what I get every week, but that's what I would get, the once a month. And it's very true. You have to get over thinking you need to have that person on, to buy nails from you.
So true.
I've had that conversation with a lot of stylists. Actually, the one who I signed up under said the same thing to her stylist. She was like, I don't want her to join. She just had a good party for me. She was like,
Right.
no,
You
it's
gotta
way
see the
better.
big picture rather
You
than,
do.
but it's very common to look at that party because that's what they see right there. But it's our job to show you the big picture that it does benefit you then to bring other people in.
Right.
Yeah, it's exponential, so when you bring in one person and they bring in 2 and then they bring in 4, and
Right.
so on, my very first goal, I remember posting about it when I first joined in July of 2019. My goal was by July of 2020 to have 20 people on my team. And I
By
had a
July
whole
of
lot more.
2020,
I wanted to have 20 in a year. That was my goal, was to have 20 people. And I
Uh-huh.
had no idea,
that you'd
how
have 200.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I had about 175 by the following
Wow.
year,
Yep.
So
That's crazy.
it was crazy.
Well, I know it's late, so I don't know. I don't want to say I want to open it up for questions for you guys because I know that everybody has work tomorrow and Dina's got to go earn that free trip at her teaching job in the morning.
I'm so close.
They're losing sleep because if she teaches them the right science tomorrow, she's winning a trip. But you 3 were amazing. I couldn't have asked for, a better group here that, you so deserve this spotlight and you know
Aw.
what you're talking about clearly. And we're all really proud of you for doing what you did. And we appreciate you sharing your secrets with us. That's the best thing about our team. No one has secrets. They're going to tell you. I love that our team wants everyone to succeed.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody is willing to share whatever they do because we all want to see each other do it. It's not this, thing where we're
Right.
hiding things from each other, which I
Right.
love.
So true. Just
No competition, that's the word.
Yeah, no competition. The best thing about this is just once you do it a couple times where you just talk to somebody very casually, it starts to become really fun and the mindset shifts to, I hope more people see how exciting this is. I want people to know how much I love this. So if you set a goal for yourself to where you're going to, like maybe in the next 2 days, you're like, okay, I'm going to say to 5 people, you'd be really good at this. Like find one thing that you want to say. You'd be really good at this. Or have you ever thought about this? Or I could totally see you doing this. Just find a statement and challenge yourself in the next 2 days to reach out to 5 people and then go from there. But because it doesn't have to be anything too great. And then if you have people who are like, oh, I never thought about it, then you're going to start dialogue. And then you could get into more. We don't want to share, people don't need every detail, but if you say to them, do you have any questions, and let them guide the conversation, and then you can always invite them to the prospective stylist groups that our team has. So we don't expect you to know all the answers. I don't know all the answers. We have the Facebook groups that people can be invited to that can provide it. So if you challenge yourself to invite 5 people to a group, that's a good step in the right direction of enrolling.
We have groups. You guys think we know it all. We text each other. We're like, what's
Yeah.
the answer to this?
I don't know.
I don't know everything. and we still all don't know some of the answers. And then we go to corporate and we still don't get answers there sometimes. So, no, I love that, Dina. That's, so let me ask you this, because I'm sure people are thinking it. So when you give them that challenge to reach out to 5 people, Are you typically doing that through a text, through a messenger, through a phone call? Are you going through like your Facebook group? Are you going through customers and just kind of pointing something out and then throwing that in there?
Yes, I love Facebook Messenger voice messaging.
Okay.
And Jackie's a pro at that. And that's kind of where I started to get in that groove. And I will do that because I want them to hear my voice and the sincerity. So all of my hostesses before their party, kind of like what Kim was sharing, I will say, just a thought, you know, I would love for you to get paid and earn the free packs. I'll still do the party, but I just wanted to throw it out there. So that's in a voice text or a Facebook Messenger voice message. Anybody who posts a nail fee, as soon as I see that nail fee, I will message them and say something about how beautiful their nail fees are. And, you know, it'll either go in the direction of doing a party or join, you know, like, have you ever thought about this? So I know if somebody's posting a nail fee, they love the product. They want the extra step to post it. So they're always on my mind. So if I'm looking about like who to reach out to or to share for a party, I go through my VIP page and I just scroll and I just write down names. And I'm like, oh, I love their nail fees. Oh, that person's so engaging. That person's always interacting. And that's how I'm constantly finding, you know, I'm searching for people who I'm like, I want to get you free polish. Who doesn't love free polish? You know, and the way that I'm wording it, it's never, you know, I'm not saying, will you have a party for me? I know I'm kind of digressing into parties, but will you have a party for me? I'm saying, I'd love to hook you up with free polish. Then that might turn into they want to book a party. Then before they book the party, I'm going to say, hey, if you want, this could be yours. So that's kind of where it will evolve. So hostesses, nail fee posters, anybody who buys, anybody who engages in my group. That's what I'll do.
Sometimes I'll go through like likes. Like when I get desperate, I'm like, all right, who liked all the posts in the last week? And I'll just like message them and start talking to them. Because the worst case scenario for me is I make a friend. I become I'm friends with them and they don't join. Like, you know what I mean? So if you talk to them and get to know them and just become friends with them, and then you talk about joining, they either do or they don't. And if they don't, you have a friend and they'll probably join later anyway.
Kind of piggybacking off that, Kim, you're so right. There's somebody I was talking to, and she said she didn't want to join right now, but thank you for believing in me. Aww. And that is exactly what we want. We want to lift people. We want to compliment them and to let them know we believe in you. Hey, you'd be really good at this. If anything, they're walking away with a little pep in their step thinking, she thinks I'd be good at this. And that is truly and sincerely letting people know that this is a positive, life-changing, uplifting, self-care product and opportunity. And that's what this is all about. This is not about, you know, we're teachers. I didn't go into that for the money. You know, this is about building people up and helping them reach their fullest potential and growing to your, you know, fullest point in life. And we're constantly growing. You know, I'll say to people, I'm 47, and this has been my most growth these past few years with Color Street. I'm just always blown away at how I've evolved in 3.5 years.
I agree.
And
I agree too.
Mind blowing. So I share that with people too.
Dina, I was going to, you know, we talk about messaging people, and Kim, kind of the same thing. You know, Dina probably doesn't even remember, but about 6 months before I ever reached out to her to try Color Street, Dina messaged me just out of the blue, and we'd gone to school, you know, 20 years prior. And she was just like, hey, you know, I was just talking about you and I wanted to reach out and say hello. And it made me feel so good that she just reached out and connected with me through a message. And because that just never happens, you know? And so I mean, like, worst case scenario, you're just connecting with some friends that you haven't talked to in a long time. It makes them feel good and it makes you feel good. And even if there's no, you know, end outcome, you know, for it. I think it's really great just to reach out and connect with people. And then one more thing I was going to add to, like back to the family and having kids is like, I have 4 teenagers that are all walking around the house like, I'm never having children. I am never going to have a baby. That is like the crazy. I'm like, yeah, that's right. You keep thinking that. We all know that someday down the road they're going to change their mind, but right now they're like, I'm never going to do that. And it's the same thing with enrolling. You have a lot of people like, oh my gosh, I'm never going to do that. I can't imagine what I would do with kids and what would I do. I can't have a team and I can't hold like even one of my teammates, I won't say her name, but as she started growing in her team and she's like, I don't know how I'm going to handle this. How am I going to be a leader? And I'm like, don't worry, we're all here to help you,
Yeah.
So you got to know.
That's a great point.
I feel that in my soul. I still think that. I'm like, how do I do this every day? But people are like, I love you. I'm like, oh, okay, I must be doing something right. It's just we grow and learn, like, and I love that. I think that's the best. There's always something to grow. There's always something to push for.
Mhm.
Super fun. I think it's literally the best job in the world.
The best.
I know. And I love hearing you guys all say it because I feel like that every day, but
Yeah.
I love when other people say it too because I feel like I'm always saying it.
I always do too.
I love it. And that's when you want to enroll, because if you love something, you want others to have the same experience. And even if I've had people stop selling Color Street, other things come up in life or they go in a different direction, and I will say to them, I will message and say, I am so proud of you for giving this a try. I love that you have this experience, that you can look back on this and that you gave this a try. And that's what we say to people when they're enrolling. Give it a try for a few months, see what you think, and it is something that we want people to walk away from, whatever their experience, and hope that it's positive and self-growth and all of that.
I like that message. That's a good idea. I usually just say like, good luck, and I loved having you on my team. I like yours way better.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
that's
a
perfect.
really nice message.
Because that's so true. Like they gave it a try and it wasn't for them, or they got busy, and it's
Mhm.
not personal. I think that's another thing I had to learn, like your team leaving, or really all of it. Nothing is really personal.
Mm-mm. Not about us.
Yeah. It's not about you. That's what Color Street taught me. It's not all about you.
Yeah. So many great lessons. This was awesome. Thank you so much.
I know.
Thank you.
People are commenting, they took lots of notes. So now we're all going to get on the phone again tomorrow. We're going to be enrolling 2 people.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
Everyone on this call will be in Circle of Excellence.
It's
Woohoo.
early enough. It's the first week
yeah.
of the month. There's plenty of time to enroll 2 and to sell 1,000, 4 parties, and just, go with that mindset. If it's going to happen, it will happen. So
Thank
I
you
agree.
so much,
Okay.
ladies. We appreciate your time and
Thank
all of
you.
your lessons that you taught us today. So
Congratulations,
thanks everyone for
Angela.
tuning in. Again, just like they listen to stuff, you guys are tuning in too. So that's the first step towards what they're doing.
those who show up, go up.
Yep.
Guys so much for all these trainings. They're amazing. I
Uh,
wish I would have done them so much sooner.
2 in
Well,
1
it's
week.
never
Good job,
too
Carol
late.
Ann.
It's
Yeah,
never
never
too late.
Mm-mm.
Yep. That's right. Have a great night, everyone.
You
Thanks.
too. Thank you so much. Bye, you guys.
Bye.